Hi guys, it is Vamp, and as you can see, I'm doing a review of the Ferrox. The Ferrox actually, as of right now, I don't know why I said as of right now. As you can see, it comes with two polarities, a V polarity and a D polarity. It has a main fire and an alternate fire. It's just like the other spear weapon in the game. The only other spear weapon in the game, the Javelok. You can fire and throw it. But unlike the Javelok, how the Javelok shoots fire out, this weapon actually shoots like laser, so it's an optical. It's basically an optical version of the Javelok or whatever. But anyway, while we're here, we may as well compare stats. Okay, as you can see, the Ferrox has, well, the Javelok only does heat, so there's that. But the Ferrox has more puncher, then the Javelok has heat. So the Ferrox already seemed like a better weapon to me. The Ferrox unfortunately has a lower status duration, but that's to be expected because of the fact that the Javelok is a pure heat weapon. And I'm sorry if I'm talking a little weird. I actually just got my gallbladder taken out. I know that's not an excuse of any kind. I just want to explain to you that if I'm talking a little bit weird right now, it might be from that. But anyway, back onto the thing. Reload speed is better for the Ferrox, which is good. Now, the magazine size is 10 in the Ferrox, which I find to be very pleasant actually. Fire rate worse than the Ferrox, but I'll show you what build I've been using if you didn't see at first glance while I was testing this out. The fire rate, as you know, fire rate, charge time, same difference really. Critical multiplier is higher in this weapon. Critical chance makes this officially a crit weapon versus a status weapon, as you would think. Charge rate is slower. Accuracy, okay. I find accuracy doesn't matter all that much, all in all, with the throwing spear weapons. But enough about that. Let me talk a little bit about when I was using it. Now the Javelok, when I threw it, of course it still suffered the same, have to go pick it up. But oddly enough, it's not as easy to throw off the map by accident. For me anyway. I don't know if they did it in the new update or anything. But it feels a little more natural throwing it. Plus, this actually does what the description says, kind of. It sort of, okay, so originally it said ionized. It used to say magnetic because technically it draws enemies and closer to it, but it actually only does electric damage while it's drawing enemies closer. So when you throw it at a group of enemies, it will sort of stun them kind of in place, bringing them closer to the spear. So, you know, you could do something like a melee attack or a secondary attack while that's going on, and it doing some electric damage, which I found to be very helpful. Oddly enough, a lot more helpful than the Javelok would. The Javelok is just like, oh yeah, I threw it, okay, now I have no weapon. But the Ferrox kind of seemed like it was more made to be thrown, if that makes sense. The only thing I have really against this is that it seems like when it's out of ammo, I can't throw it. Throwing it doesn't use up ammo, yet I can't throw it just because it's out of ammo. That's just a nitpick though. Now let's go into the build I've been using. This was the build I used while testing it out. While testing it out for the most part, let's see, for the first half I did not have speed trigger on because, you know, I couldn't have speed trigger on because I needed to level it up a little more. But yeah, this is what I had. I had hammer shot for the critical chance. Static chance, I guess, okay. It did good with the electricity and whatnot. Because as I said, when you throw it, it does some electricity. So that was good for that. Of course, the damage mod. Now, of course, I did critical chance because this is a good crit weapon. Very good crit weapon. I of course put Vital Sense and Hammer Shot on, mostly for the crit damage. So it does 7 times crit multiplier thanks to that. Speed trigger, so it fires and even charges faster, which I find to be very good. When I put more format on it, I might put something like fast hands or something if I put more format on it, but that is just me. All in all, this is a very solid weapon. Right now, it's one of my go-to primary weapons, honestly. I mean, you can shoot lasers and you can actually throw it as a spear and have fun throwing it as a spear. So I'd say all in all, this weapon is pretty good. Now let's go over how to get it real quick. You can get, of course, from the market either for 150 platinum, or you can research it in the energy lab in your dojo. Now, if you buy it for 150 platinum, it includes the slot and the catalyst with it, which, you know, if you like slots and catalysts, of course, in order to optimize your weapon, you'll need a catalyst, as it were. It coming with 2 slots, it definitely, 2 polarities, it's definitely a plus. Now, for purposes, I'm just going to see how much the Javelok came with. Okay, the Javelok came with 2 polarities as well. So, that's that. But we aren't reviewing the Javelok. Now, at the end of this, I know this wasn't a big, showing off the weapon video. So at the end of this, I'm going to include 15 minutes of a clip of the pacifist defect mission I did, in which case I almost exclusively use this and my melee back and forth comboing against fairly high level enemy. So yeah, I'm going to clip that to the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you in the future video. Later.
Scanning for more survivors.
More scanners coming.
A group of survivors has escaped. Scanning for more survivors. Survivors have just reached the safety of our transport. Keep them coming.
I will remember what you did here today. Tenno.
He's here to kill the defectors. Take him out.
The Sakat!
A group of crew members has reached the transport.
Your betrayer breathes fire into my soul. I will find you, Kaka.
Locating more survivors. A group of survivors has escaped. Crew member rescued. Keep it up.
Tenno, show me the way. More Sikat coming. Ram, infested Sikat.
Scanning for additional crew. Success. A group of crew members has reached the transport.
Ram,
Not even the Tenno will keep you safe. No more running, cowboy.
Premier Manic is here to kill the defectors. Take him out.
it will kill us. Please, Tenno, help.
Locating more survivors. Survivor evacuated.
Away! From me! Mr. Cat!
Survivors have just reached the safety of our transport. Keep them coming. Scanning for additional crew.